Hi everyone and welcome along. We are thrilled and very, very grateful to have 100,000 subscribers on our channel. Wow, that is just amazing, and thank you to each and every one of you for every view, like, comment, and of course subscribe. Yeah, how amazing. We can't wait to keep going. We've been doing this channel now for just under 3 years, and this is just a dream come true. In fact, I don't know if we even thought it was possible to get to this point. But thank you, and let's get on with the painting. So today we're going to do a lovely bit of nature journaling, observing spring. We're going to paint a Forsythia bush, and we're going to have a look at the lovely little yellow flowers. So grab your paints and let's get started. So I'm really keen to encourage us to look outside and see what's growing around us for inspiration for painting. And a Forsythia bush is an amazing sort of specimen. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing branches all sort of coming from a base point, and just to give the sort of basic sort of shape and structure of my bush. And there we go. So that's all I need really for pencil, maybe just 1 or 2 extra lines to help, but that's all we need. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use lemon yellow and cadmium yellow, but I'm going to begin with lemon yellow. I've got a size 2 pointed round brush, and what I'm going to do is I am going to paint little dabs of yellow dots, Forsythia flowers, up the various branches in quite a sort of random arrange. So there's sort of splatters and blobs. They can be in different sizes and things. And then once we've sort of done the lines that we've drawn, we're then going to add in a few more. So I've painted that first set of branches, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a size 0 brush, and I'm going to paint in more sort of clusters of dots in both lemon yellow and now some cadmium yellow as well, just to sort of give things a bit more variation with the flowers. And the idea is that we're just going to begin to sort of fill things out a little bit, and then of course in the main bulk of the bush just have a general sort of coverage of colour. With this slightly smaller brush, it means that I can do some extra little branches that just feel a little bit more dainty. Now that's dried fully, and we're now going to use the rigger brush to paint in the branches. Now the wood of a Forsythia bush is quite dark and cold, so I'm just combining a bit of burnt sienna with Payne's grey. Here's the rigger brush. If you're not familiar, it's a long slender bristle, and it's just really fantastic for nice long lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the line of my branches, but I'm not going to paint in every little bit. I want to give the sense of the flowers sort of poking through, but I am going to begin sort of quite well, as thickly as you can with a rigger brush. They're very thin. It's kind of down to you really. And then if you want, you could always sort of add on some extra little slender branches to sort of join up the dots of the extra flower dots you painted in. I think it's maybe a tiny bit confusing if you've already drawn a pencil line to then sort of not paint every single bit of it, but I think you'll start to sort of get the hang of it and decide what you want to paint and what not to paint. But essentially we're just creating lots of lovely branches, and that contrast of the cold brown with the lovely warm yellow is so satisfying. And to be honest, the very process of painting branches like this I find just really, really satisfying, and I could sit and do this for hours. So we've got a lovely set of branches there, and I'm just going to add 1 or 2 extra little dots. I just added 1 or 2 extra branches that didn't have any flowers on, and there you have a really nice little nature observation of a Forsythia bush. But what I also want to do today is just do a very quick observation of the flower in a bit more close-up detail, because it's a really lovely little flower. So if I get my size 2 brush and my lemon yellow, I've got a little close-up of a branch here. It is a 4-petaled flower, and we'll just do 2 of them here, and I'm going to just use my size 2 brush to paint those little tapered lines coming out from that central point. And we'll have there you go. So we'll just let those dry, and then we can paint in the branches. Okay, those have just had a sort of 30 seconds to have a little bit of a dry, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a bit of cadmium orange and mix that with some cadmium yellow, and also I need some of the burnt sienna Payne's grey mix, but also some green gold. And some sap green mixed in with that, just to freshen it up a bit. Sometimes the green gold can just look a bit too yellowy. I want it to be a fresh green. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my size 0 brush to paint my way up the stem. It's a slightly gnarly, knobbly stem, so I'm just sort of allowing the brush to sort of, the pressure of the brush to rise and fall, and then on the other side a much thinner line, which allows me to create that sort of sense of a bit of light shining on the brush. And I'm just going to paint up to there a little bit, and then we need just a little bit of this green. Bit of a sepal really. Clean that brush off, go back to the gnarly branch. And then we can look at the flower again. So I've got some of this slightly orangey cadmium yellow, and we're going to just add a few lines to the petals, sort of emanating from the middle. And then just a little dot of lemon yellow. Whoops, bit of blob on my brush. And that's just a nice little accompaniment to our Forsythia bush. So there you have a little study of nature in spring. It's lovely to sort of document these first signs of spring. Yeah, so I hope this keeps you inspired to keep looking at what's out there, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you're inspired to get outside and look at what is growing in your back garden or on your windowsill. I want to say a massive thank you to our patrons for their support, because that support enables us to keep creating videos like these that everyone can enjoy. And if you enjoyed it, then hit the like button, comment below to let me know how you got on with it. And of course, if you never want to miss another video, join our 100,000 and subscribe by hitting the subscribe button and the little notification bell. And we'll see you again next time. Bye!